Good evening, everyone. Welcome inside the University of Dayton Arena here as we bring you a Time Warner Cable Sports Channel broadcast of Dayton women's basketball. The Flyers coming into this game at 6-2 are taking on the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Along with Christian Harmon, I'm Daniel Massa. The Flyers lost their last game out on Sunday over at Purdue in a close one, 61-57. And Kristen looking to get back into form at home without one of their best players got hurt last week.
That's right. Kelly Oster did get hurt last week, so that puts a lot of pressure on senior guard Amber Dean, the 5'9" guard. Will have to take on a lot of that load, at least a scoring load. She already scores 17 points a game, and she is Dayton's actually active 1,000-point scorer, 1,193 to be exact. She's a guard that can really do it all. Finish around the rim. She gets a lot of her points that way, 17 a game. But she can also shoot the threes from outside. Nice touch from out there as well.
For the Bulldogs coming in at 6-4 on the year, they're hoping Amber Dean and everyone else really runs into a certain player down low an awful lot tonight.
That's right. Shelby Cheslick is the player to watch for Gonzaga. She's a 6'5" center, just a big presence down low. She can score a lot of her points in the post, just like Dean, a lot of layups, but a lot of presence on the defensive end as well. Only 5 blocks away from passing the career mark for the Bulldogs in blocks.
This is the third overall meeting between these two programs. The Flyers went out to Spokane last year and lost a 10-point game to Gonzaga. These are two teams coming off consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. Gonzaga has made the last 7 in a row out of the West Coast Conference. They made the Sweet 16 last year under now second-year coach Lisa Fortier. The Flyers, of course, under coach Jim Jaber, has been here for almost 2 decades, looking to continue their great form in the Atlantic 10 after they made the Elite 8 last year. On the backs really of 2 seniors, Allie Malott and Andrea Hoover. They've showed this year they are able to continue that success for the most part. And like we said, we'll be bringing you the tip-off soon of Dayton women's basketball against Gonzaga. Stay right here with us. Welcome back inside here at the University of Dayton Arena on the campus of the University of Dayton as we are getting set for a Dayton women's basketball matchup against the Gonzaga Bulldogs. As the starting lineups are beginning to be announced here on this Friday night. Once again, along with Kristen Harmon, I'm Daniel Massa bringing this broadcast on the Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. The Flyers coming in the game at 6-2. You see head coach Jim Jaber sitting down there just to the left of the screen. And here are the lineups for the Bulldogs. They have 2 international players in their starting lineup, Georgia Sturton as well as Emma Stapp, hail from Australia and Germany, respectively, rounding out the lineup. Ellie Tinkle, Kiara Kudrin, and Shelby Cheslick. We mentioned Cheslick at the top of the broadcast. Her really ability to be a force down low. The Flyers are going to have to deal with. Christian Harmon here with Daniel Massa. And it's just going to be interesting to see. The Flyers really have not played a player with this size, or at least the depth of size the Bulldogs have this year, and Dayton's going to be looking to get some revenge from last year as well.
Absolutely. This is one of the biggest teams Dayton has played so far this season in terms of size. They get a lot of their buckets down low in the paint, and that's going to be a big challenge today with all this size down low for Gonzaga.
And for the Flyers, since the injury to Kelly Austria, they've gone with the starting lineup featuring freshman Lauren Canatelli in her place. She'll be joined by the other 4 players who have always been in the starting lineup: Jenna Burdett, Maddie Dennis, Amber Dean, and Stacey Grant Allen. Dennis is a fellow freshman as well, so something a little new for Coach Jim Jaber and his staff, having to rely on a couple younger players than usual. They've been so senior heavy the last couple of years. And then again, you can see with Kelly Austria, unfortunately tore her ACL a couple of weeks ago. Will be out for the rest of the season. Now, Kristen, these young Flyers, they're getting used to the pressure already. They've been 1-1 since Austria's injury. A tough loss to Purdue on Sunday. They're glad to be back home here at UD Arena.
Yeah, they absolutely are, Danny. They just play better at home here at UD Arena. Great home court advantage. You can probably tell right now on your TV. A lot of noise, a lot of crowd support. Yeah, Dayton just plays better here. And unfortunately for Gonzaga, they don't play very well on the road. And this is a tough place to play, so we'll see how they respond here as the visitor.
Gonzaga did beat the Flyers last year, 75-65 in Spokane. That was Bulldogs head coach Lisa Fortier's first game on the bench in charge of the Flyers. In charge of the Bulldogs. She will look to bring Gonzaga here to Dayton and come away with a second consecutive win over the Flyers. Dayton with 2 international players as well in the starting lineup. Grant Allen and Dennis are from Canada and Australia, respectively. So always nice to have a little international flair in these games, and we'll definitely get one here as we are just about ready to get settled here. 10 minutes put on the clock for the first quarter. Something else we've had to become a little bit accustomed to this season, with the women's game going to quarters now. Still, of course, a 40-minute game, but a couple more breaks in there. Some of the teams seem to have adjusted pretty well to, when it comes down to it, it's still just basketball. Gonzaga raring to go already. As the Flyers get some final instructions from their coach. And we are just about ready to go. It will be Grant Allen finally making her way on the court to take the tip against Cheslick. Flyers will get their first win over this Gonzaga program. And we're off here in Dayton. Cheslick wins the tip out to Sturton. And now Stahl looking for Cheslick down low, but she'll turn it back around. That's Ellie Tinkle now. Gonzaga now gets it in. Cheslick double team immediately. Tinkle's wide open for a 3. That's good. Good early start for the Bulldogs, and we see the Flyers' strategy already defensively on Cheslick.
Yeah, great pickoff, Danny. They just doubled her immediately as Amber Dean misses a 3 in the corner. We'll see if that's just a one-time thing to maybe throw the Gonzaga off a little bit, or if that's really going to be the strategy. I would guess the latter.
Driving in on Dennis, numerical counterpart there, both number 23, and she puts it in, Kiara Kuzrin. And then that pass goes off of Grant Allen's hands. Jenna Burdett trying to find her center, running down the floor in transition off a made basket. Kiara Kudrin on that last basket. 4-0 early start here. 5-0 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and despite the turnover right there, pass just a little out of Grant Allen's reach. That's the pace that Dayton likes to play at. They like to run up in transition, get that pace going. Unfortunately, they're going to have to get some baskets to go down to keep up with the Bulldogs right now.
Sturton got to the basket a little too easily there. Got inside. Flyers will look to finally sustain some possession here, getting their first half-court set. That's Amber Dean, as we mentioned, top of the broadcast. She tries to get inside, kicks it up to Canatelli. Now Dennis open from the top of the key. That's no good long. And Tinkle comes down with the rebound in front of Burdett. Bulldogs will look to run. Swinging around now, Cheslick up high. And Sta into Kudrin. Tinkle just barely runs that pass down. 15 on the shot clock. And now Cheslick. Nice cut by Tinkle. She puts it up, no good. I believe it was blocked a little bit by Dennis, and she gets the rebound off the Kudrin miss. It almost gives it away there. Flyers really have to settle down here. Burdett gets a foul call. Once again, that shot might not necessarily have been a great one, but worked out with the foul call. The Flyers look to get their first points. 8:05 remaining on the clock here early on in this first quarter.
Jenna Burdett at the line for the Flyers.
Burdett, sophomore point guard. look to get the Flyers on the board.
Yeah, and I already can see, I've already mentioned that Dayton likes to push it up and down the court. Gonzaga likes to do just the opposite, slow it down into the half court. We'll see whose style prevails and who's able to dictate pace. The Flyers, if they keep playing that chaotic.
Gonna get a lane violation here on Maddie Dennis.
If they keep playing that chaotic and not being able to put the ball in the bucket, they might resort back to the half-court offense, which is definitely not their strength.
Kudrin over to Tinkle, looking for Cheswick again. Dennis, nice job interior defense, denying her the ball a little bit. 16 on the shot clock. Stah guarded by Canatelli. Tries to get around her, but that goes off. Goes off Stah, they rule. As Canatelli dove on it, thinking it was going to go out on her.
Great defense by Canatelli there. A little reminiscent of the woman she's replacing, Kelly Austria, the senior on the bench for the Flyers with their season-ending injury.
Jean finds Burdette. Dennis is fronted by Kudrin in the post. Burdette's got to make something else happen. Nice defense here so far by Gonzaga. Really pressuring the Flyers. 10 on the shot clock. Finally into Grant Allen. And we'll get a foul on Shelby Cheslick. Right on the catch.
Shelby Cheslick, that's her first.
And those are really not the fouls that you want to pick up if you're Shelby Cheslick. I mean, those touch fouls, you'd rather have those fouls be earned maybe on a shot or something. Not little push fouls as the ball is entering the post. Foul trouble for Cheslick is something Dayton would absolutely love to happen.
That pass tipped out of bounds by the Bulldogs, putting the Flyers in a bit of a tough angle here on this inbounds. That'll be Amber Dean taking it. You see head coach Lisa Fortier manning the bench for the Bulldogs. And Dean's got to find someone. She finds Grant Allen now. Mismatch. Tries to bounce pass back to Dean, but that's stolen right away from Sturton. And here they are in transition. Stah puts up a left-handed layup. That's good. Early 9-1 lead here for Gonzaga.
Although they don't look for it every time, they did look for transition there. Nice easy layup for the lefty Stah.
Quick shot from Canatelli. No good. Nice move there by Sturton. Finds Stah left corner. That's good.
Wow.
A small contingent of Gonzaga fans here making noise. The Bulldogs are in the second game of a 5-game road trip. So they might have a little bit of a traveling caravan here for these Bulldogs. Flyers got to find a way to get back in this thing. And that'll help with Maddie Dennis just inside the three-point line.
A nice shot there by Dennis. The Flyers offense works really well when she's shooting jumpers at a high rate. Not too bad so far this season. 35% from the field, 32% from three for the freshman Dennis. She's able to hit at a high clip today, as you see the replay here on the turnover. Just not a great pass by Grant Allen. Had Canatelli open on the three-point line.
Cornelius Mundova, Ashley Parkinson, and Andy Svikovic into the game for the Flyers. Head coach Jim Jaber not too happy with this start, making some early substitutions. That's Stah trying to drive in on Burdette. Outlets it back out to Sturton. Now Cheswick thought about an elbow jumper, picks up a dribble, steps in the lane. That's good. Nice footwork there by Shelby Cheslick.
Gonzaga's getting everything they want at the rim right now. Not much trouble that Dayton's giving them. Maybe Segundova will be able to do that, Dayton's tallest player. Because right now everything's too easy.
Svikovic trying to work on Cheslick, puts it up, it's fouled again. That's 2 on Cheslick. And you can see her trying to plead with the referee there. Thought she was going straight up. So she will have to see the bench here after this first free throw.
This is huge for the Flyers right now. Cheslick with 2 fouls. I think she's coming to the bench. Yeah, there's a sub waiting. I mean, that's their go-to player. We mentioned it in the pregame. That's their offense and as defense as well. Big Bo's presence won't be there, even though Gonzaga does have a pretty tall team in general. 5 players over 6'2". Cheslick is the leader of that contingent.
Jill Barta enters the game for the Bulldogs. Svikovic missed both free throws. Parkinson, nice job of hustling. Finally gets the rebound. And there will be another foul called on Gonzaga. Nice hustle there from the freshman.
Foul number 31, L.A. Tinkle. That's her first.
That foul goes on Tinkle.
4 of the
Already 4 fouls on the Bulldogs. Here with just 5:50 remaining in this first quarter. Dean just has to outlet it to Svikovic. with the stretch 30-second shot clock. Back to Burdett to run the half-court set.
For UD, you want to continue to attack a rim. There's already 4 fouls on Gonzaga. Nice little bank shot by Jenna Burdett.
A little lucky to get that one back. Lost it. Was able to put it in.
Right. But and exactly, I mean, if you get to the rim and force some fouls, get in the bonus, get to the free throw line, that's where Dayton can really make their money. 77% as a team from the charity stripe so far this season. That's a good number to get some free points.
Nice move there by Barta, getting Zvikovic off the floor a little bit.
Her first, team's first.
Gonzaga trying to get their lead back to double digits. Barta has proved very valuable off the bench. She scored in double figures in 8 of the 10 games so far. For the Bulldogs, serving as Jessel's main replacement. As Canatelli comes back in the game for Jenna Burdett. And Barta's second free throw was good. Back to a 10-point lead for Gonzaga. Now some full court pressure. And the Bulldogs trying to step on Dayton's throat a little bit here early in this first quarter. They've done a decent job so far. Flyers able to break it, but already just with 15 on the shot clock now in some zone are the Bulldogs. Sigmunova right in the middle, short arms that jumper. Zvikovic gets the rebound and is fouled on the putback attempt. We'll call that on Tinkle. That is her second as well. And we will head to a commercial here with the Flyers trailing Gonzaga early on. 15-5, 4:57 remaining in this first quarter. We'll be right back.
We offer group tickets starting at $2 with exclusive group.
We are right back here at UD Arena. The Flyers trailing early on, 15-5 here against the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Gonzaga's really gotten their way on both ends of the floor. Bulldogs shooting 6 of 8. Offensively, have made both their three-point attempts. Have done some damage inside and out. At least one more substitution, Johnny Templeton into the game for the Bulldogs.
Checking in for the Flyers. Correction at the line.
As Zvikovic will shoot free throws for the Flyers. Chelsea Waters into the game as well for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Danny with the easy looks that Gonzaga's been able to get so far. 6 of 8, that's too high for Jim Jaber's liking. I expect to see Jody Cornelius-Segundova getting a lot of minutes from here on out, sort of as Dayton's rim protector. As Dayton will get the ball on the out of bounds. Because you just can't allow that many layups as a defense. Way too easy. Got to force them to shoot from the outside on little tougher shots.
Referees talked it over, sent it back to Gonzaga. Gonzaga Bulldogs looking impressive early here against the Flyers. Waters thought about a three. And I'll swing it over to Templeton, guarded by Parkinson. Now switched on to Sigmunova. Sturton trying to get in the lane on Dean. Nice job defensively. 13 on the shot clock. Templeton will rise up. That's no good. Nice box out by Sigmunova, but they'll call that she hit it last. Fighting there with Kudrin on the rebound attempt. Fresh 30-second shot clock for the Bulldogs.
It looks like Dayton has resorted to a zone of their own. Little 2-3, if I'm not mistaken. trying to limit those inside looks for the Bulldogs.
Cudrin baseline on Grand Island. It's right around her. And they're going to call that foul every time now these days in college basketball. That's her first.
Team second.
And you mentioned, Christian, the depth of size that Gonzaga has. The Flyers can match it for the most part, but they've got to stay on the floor. As Sturton could not find her target. As the Bulldogs turn it over for just a second time today.
Yeah, this will be Dayton's biggest lineup, Danny. Cordelia Segundova and Grant Allen on the floor at the same time. I'm not sure how long they can go with that look, but that is definitely their biggest lineup possible for Jim Jaber. Let's see if they can take advantage of some inside looks of their own.
Still just 6 points for the Flyers in just about 6 minutes of action. That's not necessarily their ratio that they usually go for, and that they've usually been able to do so far this year. With a jump ball, possession arrow does favor Dayton. But coming into this year, and then really since Jaber has been here on the bench, Dayton with some prolific offenses. But Gonzaga so far able to shut them down pretty easily. But there's Grant Allen on a nice out of bounds play. Put it in with her left hand.
A nice little layup there by Grant Allen off the inbound. There's some ways to get some set plays and get some easy looks. They definitely got one there.
Hamilton trying to find Cudrin. She just goes right up and under against Sigmundova. Nice play there by Kiara Cudrin. Dayton's going to need some stops to get back into this game. Sigmundova will take a three. That's long. Nice rebound, though, by Parkinson, and she puts it right back up and in. Ashley Parkinson.
Great move by the freshman. Good hustle to get that offensive rebound, too. That is now the third offensive rebound for the Flyers. Those have been key to those second chance points. 5 of them so far for the Flyers.
Cudrin looking very effective here so far, getting inside. She draws another foul. It will be on, it looks like Amber Dean. Excuse me, on Sigmundova. That's her first. Just 3 on the team in this quarter. Cudrin's got 4 quick points on the night.
Going back to the offenses, though, Danny, you're right. The Flyers, 74 points a game so far this season. Definitely off pace for that so far. The stifling defense of the Bulldogs has contributed to that. 64 points a game for Gonzaga. So this is definitely more their pace, their style. Defense is winning for them so far.
Svikovic and Burdett back in the game for the Flyers. Laura Stockton in the game for the first time for Gonzaga. And Emma Stahl re-enters the game for the Bulldogs as well. Second free throw is good. More full court pressure, but a little bit of miscommunication on Gonzaga's end. The Flyers not quite able to take advantage. Canatelli was just in a ton of open space. But a nice recovery there by the Bulldogs. Just sent that pass out of bounds. 25 on the shot clock here.
One last scoring stat for you. Bulldogs are holding opponents to 54.8 points a game. Good for 40th in the nation. Something's have to give. Either Dayton's scoring or the defense of Gonzaga. And so far, I'd say it's Gonzaga winning that battle.
It sure has. As Jenna Burdett forced into a travel. Really, really pressuring defense so far from the Bulldogs. Just not letting Dayton get comfortable here on their home floor. So we approach 3 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Gonzaga with an 8-point lead on the road here. Templeton swings it over to Stahl, trying to find Waters down low. Has to bring it back out. 10 on the shot clock. As Cudrin finds herself in some open space again, puts it up. Doesn't get the foul call this time as Grant Allen came down with that rebound and was fouled by Waters. Nice effort there from the junior.
Great defense by the Flyers right there. Even though Gonzaga did get the look they wanted, they basically moved the ball side to side until they can get Cudrin down low in a good post position to get a layup. A little high on the attempt, and now Dayton on the rebound, able to draw a foul and go to the free throw line once again.
Bulldogs, the Flyers in the bonus now as the Bulldogs committed their 6th foul. That's Grant Allen with 3 points now on the game. She had a layup a little bit earlier, kind of stopped the bleeding for the Flyers. Second one is pure. So Dayton really trying to chip into this lead before the quarter break. As Stockton 5'8" freshman from right there in Spokane, Washington. Hands it off to Staff, switched on to Burdett. And Cudrin's going right to the rim almost every time. Now outlets it back slower to Templeton. 13 on the shot clock, as like Kristen just said. Swing it over to the other side is Stockton. The Staff pops open. She'll put up a three. That's no good. But Templeton hustles for the rebound. And that ball did hit the rim, referee ruled. Didn't think he had to rule, but he made sure. As the shot clock resets. And the Bulldogs will try it all over again. Cudrin finds Stock cutting in the lane, puts it up. That's short. Might have been tipped by Grant Allen. As Speakovich comes down with it, the Flyers will come back the other way.
Yeah, now 2 stops for the Flyers, 2 good defensive possessions.
And Burdett puts up a three. That's no good, just short. As Stockton comes up with the rebound for the Bulldogs. She had Templeton cutting down the left side of the court, but was fouled by Dean. It's her first. Dean yet to score so far tonight in this quarter. Just 0 for 1 from the field.
Checks in for Kiara Cudrin.
Not a smart foul there by Amber Dean. 50 feet from the basket. Little blocking foul. I know it's only her first, but those things add up, and you don't want to get Gonzaga in the bonus if you don't have to late in this first quarter.
Barta back in the game for Gonzaga. As Waters catches it on the baseline, just takes one dribble, puts it up. That's no good long, but Barta right in the right place at the right time. Tried to find Waters cutting back to the rim. The Flyers now on the fast break. Parkinson will be called for a charge. Went up in the air for that pass, trying to find Dean in the right corner.
Yeah, nice charge taken by Laura Stockton. Able to get in the right place at the right time and draw that charge, the point guard. Nice hustle to get back, too. Sometimes it's not easy to get back in established position, but she did just that. 18-12, Bulldogs.
Double team there. Layfield in the game for the first time for the Flyers. Ivana Layfield falls on it. And another steal for Dayton, approaching a minute to play in this quarter. They will definitely try to capitalize on some of these late turnovers by the Bulldogs. Dean gets in the lane, swings it over to Burdett, left corner three. That's good. And you can hear the crowd get on the feet here for Jenna Burdett. And the Flyers, who have cut this lead down to 3 with under a minute remaining.
Great look by Amber Dean. She drives in the paint. Naturally, the whole defense goes after her as she gets the rebound there. Finds a wide open Burdett in the corner for a three-pointer.
Quick shot there by Barta. And we'll get another charge called here. This time on Jenna Burdett. That's just her first as well, though.
Guess who it was again? Laura Stockton drawing that charge. Clearly, this is a skill of hers to be able to do that.
Checks in for
as Casey Bosch is in the game for the Bulldogs. 5'9" sophomore from Canada. As the Bulldogs will have at least one more possession here to end this first quarter. Barta thought about a three again. Now Sta brings it back out to Stockton. Sta again. 25 on the game clock, 10 on the shot clock. Into Barta now, faces up on Speakovich. That's going to be long. Nice rebound, though, by Cudrin. She knows the shot did not hit the rim, had to put it up. No good. Shot clock is off. And the Flyers will see if they'll hold for this last possession. They will not. Dean puts it right up. Nice job by Layfield getting that rebound.
Well, looks like a jump ball possession will go to the Bulldogs with just under 9 seconds left. Normally a team like Dayton, you would think that they would hold the ball for that last shot. Instead, their pace dictates that they went for the layup as a kickball there. And this will result in the Bulldogs getting the last shot, or at least a chance to.
Jaber asking for an offensive foul there on Stockton. Thought he pushed off Jenna Burdett. As Bosch will take this inbounds play. 3.5 seconds remaining. See what the Bulldogs can come up with here for this play. Sta is open. Now she'll get in the lane. And we'll get a travel here. That's the whole Dayton bench still asking for an offensive foul. And Jaber not happy.
Yeah, they are not content with the travel call. They want an offensive foul. Not going to get it, but you know the referee will look out for it from here on out because he is definitely hearing it. You're right, from Coach Jim Jaber and the rest of the bench.
Burdett has to put it up, but she will not be able to. And that ends our frantic first quarter here, 18-15. As we will head to a break here at the first quarter break. Gonzaga leading Dayton 18-15. At the end of one quarter, you're watching the Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. We'll be right back. And welcome back here at UD Arena. The Dayton Flyers trailing Gonzaga 18-15 after one quarter.
Back in the game for the Bulldogs.
As the Flyers come on to the floor in the second quarter with Svikovic, Burdett, Grant Allen, Layfield, and Dean. Gonzaga will counter with Stockton, Barta, Kudrin, Sta, and Tinkle. Flyers get the first possession of the second quarter. They did a pretty nice job calling back into it in the first as Layfield pulls up from just inside the free throw line. That's no good. Scramble for the rebound. Svikovic tries to go for it. That will be out of bounds for Gonzaga. Gonzaga started out shooting very hot from the floor, 6 of 8. They ended that first quarter 7 of 17. So the Flyers really turned up the defense there. About halfway through the first as Barta thought about another 3, but handed off to Tinkle. 16 on the shot clock. Nice bounce pass to Barta. Jumper is good.
Basket by Jill
Barta.
Nice shot there by Jill Barta. Had to say, looking really, really good for a non-starter off the bench, contributing great minutes. And definitely a presence down low.
Gonzaga has a lot of them as Dean will take a 3. That's no good, in and out. And Barta there again for the rebound. Stockton will look to run. Sta looking for Kudrin. She's guarded by Grant Allen. Lots of movement off the ball for Gonzaga. Very well run offense. We've got a charge here drawn by Amber Dean on Barta. That is just Barta's first.
Jill Barta, that's her
As Jody Cornelius-Sigmundova
first in the second quarter.
will re-enter the game for Dayton in place of Svikovic.
Jody Cornelius-Sigmundova checks in for.
It seems like Coach Jim Jaber is just trying to take advantage of the absence of Shelby Cheslick, still on the bench with those two fouls. Dayton putting as much size as they can on the floor, but still at a deficit right now versus the Bulldogs.
Cornelius-Sigmundova open for a 3. Now we'll try to drive on Barta. 7 on the shot clock. That's no good. As Tingle pulls down the rebound. Not exactly the shot you might be looking for from the Flyers. Their offense has not looked in sync very much so far tonight. But a lot of that has to do with the Bulldogs.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't normally see Sigmundova catching the ball way out there and having to make a post move from the three-point line. Definitely prefer to have her have deeper post position.
Nice avoidance by Stockton to get that pass to Tinkle, and Barta puts it right back up and in. Nice start to this quarter for Jill Barta.
Yeah, Barta, the redshirt freshman. Definitely the player scoring off the bench. Has a nice layup there by Sasha Grant Allen. 10.5 points a game off the bench. She is definitely a suitable replacement, especially with Shelby Cheslick on the bench.
And that shot is blocked by Sigmundova. I think Barta misjudged how fast she might be able to get out there and just how long her arms are. And then Emma Sta commits her second foul trying to go after the ball.
And for the Flyers, number 23.
As Sturton Raiders game for the Bulldogs along with Waters and Janae Templeton. And Maddie Dennis back in the game for Dayton.
So yeah, that's now the second block on the game for Segundova. Only needs 13 more to hit 221 for her career and set the Dayton record for career blocks. You can see why she has that many. Great long arms and quick closing pace to be able to get to that one.
Nice move there by Jenna Burdett to cut this lead down to 3. As Tinkle drives in on Dean. Fade away is no good long. Templeton comes flying in for the rebound. Cannot quite get her hands on it. Dean does. And here she comes. Does not quite have numbers, and then she gets it stolen from behind by Templeton. Falls right to Cudrin. Dean a little too casual there, bringing the ball up. Waters cuts into the lane and is fouled by Dennis on the catch attempt.
Flyer foul number 23, Maddie
It's Dennis's first of the night. And here comes Shelby Cheslick back in the game in place of Cudrin.
Checks in for Kiara Cudrin.
So the Bulldogs had to feel good to really do some of that damage in the first quarter without Cheslick. They're hoping they could do some more here with Cheslick on the floor. That's a Tinkle 3, and she knew it. The moment she let it go, that was good.
Yeah, that had some nice rotation as Dayton's pushing it up. Layfield with the easy layup. Yeah, got to be happy. They had a 3-point lead when Cheslick entered the game. Now it's a 4-point lead. Dayton's got to find some combination to get some offensive output, because right now it's just not working at the clip they're used to.
Sturton finds Templeton right corner 3. Nice pass from Sturton, no good. Cheslick tried to tip the rebound to herself, and Templeton goes right back up with it. Puts it in, and the foul. Janae Templeton, great hustle play to follow her own shot eventually after it went off a couple of hands. And that's going to be Dennis's second foul. A couple quick fouls for Maddie Dennis. As Jim Jaber will take a 30-second timeout here. And we'll stay right with you as Gonzaga has opened up a 6-point lead right back early on in this second quarter.
Yeah, Danny, going back to that last play.
And we will head to a break here. We're back with you here as the Dayton Flyers are trailing 27-21 to Gonzaga here with 6:19 remaining in the second quarter. Just when it looks like Dayton might be able to claw back into it and maybe take a lead, Gonzaga has had an answer. Running that last play was Janae Templeton making the hustle plays, and she leads a 48. Must be happy with the Bulldogs' performance so far. Templeton will have a chance for an and one here.
Yeah, it was definitely a nice hustle play by Templeton, but I'd point to the lack of defensive effort there by Dayton to really get the rebound. If you watch the replay of that last play, 4 Flyers tried to go and run in transition, assuming one of them would get the rebound. Obviously, no one did. Templeton was able to get the rebound and get the N1 putback.
Dennis takes one dribble, puts up a long jumper. That's no good. Templeton comes up with the rebound. She is always flying, though. Definitely their energizer off the bench. And we have a foul off the ball here Another one on Maddie Dennis. That's her third.
Dayton foul number 23, Maddie Dennis. Her
She's
third,
really got them all
team's
in the
third.
second quarter. Just about the last 2 or 3 minutes. A starter for the Flyers in her freshman year. Waters into Cheslick. Working on Grant Allen. Puts it up with the right hand. That's good. She's got the full array of post moves. You can tell.
Absolutely. And that was fantastic defense by Grant Allen. That's about as well as you can do. Hands straight up. Really contesting every part of her body, but Cheslick was able to get it right back up with the bounce on the layup.
But she was just called for her third foul. Trying to get position on Stacia Grant Allen. So I don't think there's much of a choice here for Fortier. She will bring in Kiara Cudrin to replace Cheslick. Cheslick did her damage, at least a little bit, when she's been able to be in. But she might be on the bench for the rest of this quarter. And then we'll get another off-the-ball foul. This time, I believe, on Templeton. Just her first?
Correction. Fouls on number 10, Anthony Sitkovic.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was on Stikovic.
Team's fourth.
The Gonzaga coach looked like she was upset. So I've just assumed there's a foul on the Bulldogs. Bulldogs not able to take advantage. As the Flyers come back down the floor, Burdett in amongst the trees. Nice pass to Layfield, but she'll just have to kick it right back out. Bulldogs bench asking for a travel. Referee ruled she kept her pivot foot down. Layfield gets it back. No good. Rebound falls to Dean. Double team, tries to work out of it, puts it up, no good. Another offensive rebound for Layfield, but puts it up too strongly. Empty possession for the Flyers as Sturton comes down the floor. Has Tinkle all alone in the left corner. That's no good short. Almost able to follow it, but Grant Allen strongly brings down the rebound and hands it off to Burdett.
Man, you'd think one of those shots would fall on either end. The amount of chances both teams are getting. Finally, Jennifer Burdett's able to get one to fall. And I think Dayton needs more of that. They need more of their usual suspects taking some shots. Amber Dean, only 4 shot attempts, 0 for 4 so far. Jennifer Burdett really keeping this Dayton team in it. She's 4 for 5 with 11 points. Need more from the Dayton starters.
Sturton gets it tipped right to Cudrin. That jumper is way short, just barely grazes the rim as Dean will get fouled. And she is down. Looked like some knee-on-knee contact there.
That's her first, team's fourth.
Definitely not what you would want to see. Looks like she's just in some pain, not necessarily a big injury. But just in case, I think Parkinson will come into the game for Dean. As you see the replay here, it just looks like some knee-to-knee contact there with Dean's left knee.
Yeah, maybe just a Charlie horse there too. May have taken the knee to the upper thigh. Definitely will be a stinger, but nothing too serious, hopefully. She might be able to run into this game fairly soon.
Nice pump fake by Stikovic, but she will get called for a charge. It was Casey Bosch taking that charge for the Bulldogs. Flyer fans not happy with it.
This is clearly something the Bulldogs work on because they are getting in position in plenty of time to draw these charges. Dayton just a little bit out of control and drawing the whistle now for the 3rd time in this game.
Barta thought about a jumper. And now over to Sturton, 17 on the shot clock. She'll drive in on Burdett, passes back out, gets it right back from Cudrin. Now Cudrin driving on Grant Allen. She traveled. Rolls her eyes as she walks back down the floor. Some better defense here by the Flyers. A little more pressure. Gonzaga was really able, that whole first quarter really, just run their sets as they wished. And as you mentioned, Jenna Burdett really keeping the Flyers in this game. Here she goes again. Nice move by Jenna Burdett. 13 points on the night now.
Yeah, she is absolutely keeping the Flyers in. Next highest score is Grant Allen with 6. Burdett is really doing everything she can to keep Dayton alive in this one.
Double team. Tingle passes out of it. Gonzaga trying to swing it over to the other side. That will be out of bounds for the Flyers. You can see they had something there. Gonzaga had an opening there on the risky double team by the Flyers, but it ended up working out. As Gonzaga takes a 30-second timeout. And will stay right here. As Gonzaga is trying to just regather themselves a little bit. It's gotten a little bit out of control. Turnover is pretty high for both teams so far. Gonzaga with 7, Dayton with 9 already before halftime. Turnovers have been a problem for the Flyers, as they do play in a little bit of a scramble, as we've talked about.
Yeah, here's Burdett once again going to the line for 12 and 13 points. I mean, that's what you got to do. Got to get to the rim, especially with Cheslick out of the game. The sophomore Burdett really making him pay down low. But going back to the turnovers, you're right. It's just a intense, swarming defense of both teams that are causing these turnovers. Really sloppy passes, really unsure passes are leading to all these turnovers. Both teams having a hard time establishing a rhythm. I think that's the main cause for this low-scoring game. But obviously it's the result that matters, and not a smart foul there by Casey Bosch.
Casey Bosch, that's her first.
Bosch, excuse me.
Team's fifth.
Amber Dean is back on the bench now with her teammates. She was getting looked at just behind the bench by a trainer, so we'll see if she might just still sit the rest of this quarter out and get looked at more at halftime. As Burdett misses that free throw. Sigmundova re-enters the game for Svikovic. Flyers trying to chip into this lead. And there's one for Burdett. Dayton has not led all game. Gonzaga's come in here and really had a nice showing so far in this first half. They don't want to let this lead slip away here in the second quarter. Certain into blocked by Sigmundova as Barta tried to go under the basket, but was met by both Sigmundova and Grant Allen. Flyers on a fast break. Layfield teed up from 3, no good. As Tingle comes down with the rebound. Tingle already with 3 rebounds so far tonight. Bosch looking for Barta down low, so he's going to try it right again. Now spins into the lane, but tried to pass it off. Goes blocked by Sigmundova, and here comes Parkinson. Nice move there by Ashley Parkinson, avoiding the charge. And we are all tied here at UD Arena, 29 all.
Great take by Parkinson. The underclassmen aren't afraid to take it to the rim. For the Flyers, now tie game. The deficit is gone.
And you can hear the crowd really showing its appreciation here for the Flyers' effort. As Sturton swings it around with 8 on the shot clock to Cudrin. Barta's got to do something nice. Pump fake, got some movement in the air. That one's good for Jill Barta.
Boy, I am so impressed with the play of Barta so far in this one. The shot blocker, Segunova's already got 4 on the game. The little pump fake got her in the air, got around her, and put in a nice mid-range jumper.
Seguinova trying to get her own now. Follows that. Nice pass into Layfield under the basket. That's good.
I think it's the defense.
Tied again.
I think it's the defenses have maybe tired out a little bit. The pressure's gone, and these offenses are flowing a little bit more smoothly right now, getting into their sets with a little bit more comfort.
And Cudrin will not get the roll there as Bosch, with a nice offensive rebound, gets it to Barta, gets into the lane, and there will be a charge called there on Jill Barta. Parkinson drew it. That is Barta's second. As Stockton and Waters back in the game for the Bulldogs. Canatelli and Dean. Here's Amber Dean. Will come back on the floor. The crowd happy about that. See the senior guard. Looks like she's okay.
Yeah, very encouraging sign for the Flyers. They need her, absolutely, in every game if they want to have a chance.
Gonzaga with some full court pressure. Layfield cross court to Canatelli. And the Flyers break that rather easily. Canatelli gets in the lane, pulls up at the free throw line. That one's short. And Cudrin will run it down. Approaching a minute to play here in this second quarter. Stockton calls out the play. Bulldogs trying to slow it down a little bit here. Make sure they get a good shot. Nice off-ball screening here by the Bulldogs. Waters is open down low. Stockton trying to get it to her. Now we'll use the pick. In the lane now, 10 on the shot clock. Pulls up. That one's no good. Nice rebound there by Waters. Wasn't sure what exactly to do with it. Put it back up. And that was out of bounds off Grant Allen. As Templeton will come back into the game for Bosch. And be a fresh 30-second shot clock. So just about a 22-second differential here at the end of the second quarter. Tinkle. We'll just bring it back out to Templeton. Bulldogs prodding this defense, trying to get a good shot. That's Templeton. No good. Couple big bounces off these rims tonight, and another scramble will go Gonzaga's way. Flyers can just not get their hands on a rebound, not fully at least.
Well, they're finding it impossible to box out the Bulldogs. Constantly moving, not making it at all easy to put a body on them. As another block by Segunova. But Gonzaga comes out with it again.
Stockton looks back, at least a 48. It's now just about a 5-second differential between shot and game clock. Stockton working on fellow freshman Canatelli, puts up the floater. That's no good. Grant Allen comes down with the rebound. Shot clock is off. The Flyers can hold for the last shot of the first half. And they put it into Amber Dean's hands. Does not use the screen from Grant Allen. Now hands it off to Simunova, baseline jumper. That's no good. A little too much time on the clock now, too, as Kudrin can bring it down the floor. So he'll put it up. That's no good. And that will end this first half all tied here at 31.
Dayton 31.
That's a very, very great first half of basketball here at UD Arena. Dayton Flyers are tied with Gonzaga at 31.
Yeah, if you're the Flyers, you are very, very happy to have this game tied. I mean, if you look at the stats, it is very, very uneven. Jenna Burdett has really kept them in it with 14 points. Amber Dean, Cornelia Segunova, and Canatelli have a combined 0 points on 11 shots, as you're seeing a block there by Segunova. And Ashley Parkinson taking all the way for the easy layup. I mean, that's one of the few easy looks Dayton has gotten in this first half.
And you saw the nice effort there by Parkinson to avoid that charge. Gonzaga did a very nice job of drawing quite a few charges on the Flyers. And that all adds up to a 31-31 score at halftime. We'll be back with you soon to bring you the second half of action here at UD Arena. See some more replays here from the first half of action as Dayton is tied with Gonzaga at 31. At halftime here is Grant Allen. Got a nice post feed from Javonna Layfield there down low. And we mentioned Jody Cornelia Sigmundova's big presence down low defensively for the Flyers. Already with 4 blocks on the night for the senior from France. As the always great halftime entertainment. See the great halftime entertainment here Welcome back here inside UD Arena. Just about 4.5 minutes on the halftime clock as the Flyers have already made their way back out on the floor. They've had a hard-fought first half here, tying up the Gonzaga Bulldogs. We'll take you through some of that action. Gonzaga really doing some damage down low, and then on the offensive rebounding, especially with John A. Templeton following her own missed three. Gonzaga, to be honest, has really just had more effort tonight. They've really been around the ball.
It seemed like they brought the effort at least early on. Dayton eventually seemed to match it late in the first half. But that's why this game is tied right now instead of a Dayton lead.
And you saw that Jenna Burdett layup. She leads all scorers with 14 in this first half. No one else is even in double figures for either team. So really, really great play there by the sophomore point guard. As we'll send you back to a break with the game tied at 31, just about 3:20 remaining until halftime. Excuse me, no, some halftime stats. You see the Flyers getting out rebounded by Gonzaga, which you really never want to see at home here at UD Arena. Equal turnovers. The Flyers had a lot of those pretty early on and were able to force a lot of the Gonzaga turnovers late in that second half to try to claw back in that lead. We'll be right back to you in about 3 minutes for the second half of action. We are right back with you here at UD Arena. Just over a minute remaining in this halftime period before we will get back into action in the second half with Gonzaga and Dayton all tied up here at 31. As we mentioned in that last little segment with you guys, Jenna Burdett for the Flyers really keeping Dayton in it. 14 points from the starter, sophomore point guard. Almost half the team's points. It's really, it's about all you can ask from your point guard. You just got to hope that some other players start to step up eventually, but we have seen some really balanced scoring from Gonzaga.
Absolutely, yeah. Burdett, it's really the only igniter of the Dayton offense so far. Ashley Parkinson did have some good looks, but she's had a little bit more limited minutes than Burdett has. Yeah, Dayton's got to be very, very pleased and feel very fortunate that they're in this game, tied right now at halftime with Amber Dean having 0 points. That's just not going to happen very often. Yeah, on the Gonzaga side, pretty well spread out. Barta off the bench really looked good. Seemed like she had a better game than 7 points on 3 of 8 shooting. Really a great presence down low. You'll see if Shelby Cheslick really gets it going, can stay on the floor for extended periods. Foul trouble kept her off the court for most of this first half. Dayton's hoping maybe more of the same in the second half, but we'll see if she's able to stay out of the foul column.
Really nice moment there. Georgia Sturton and Amber Dean just embracing there a little bit. Those are the two people involved in that short little injury for Dean. Sturton just making sure she was all right. And we're back in action here with Gonzaga getting the first possession of this second half as Cheslick is into the game to begin with 3 fouls. Cross-court pass to Sturton, so just get it back swung over to Tinkle. And now Cheswick gets it to Sturton. Nice close out there by Burdett. 12 on the shot clock. She'll just call for a screen from Cheswick. She'll use it. Gets bumped a little bit by Grant Allen. Looking for Cheswick down low, but just has to swing it eventually to Cheswick. Nice pass there from Cudrin. Was not sure if Cudrin was going to be able to get that one off. But worked out for the Bulldogs. Cheswick gets the first basket of this half and gets a shot for one more.
Yeah, you're right. Pass by Cudrin really set that whole play up. Dayton brought the double team. Really hedged that screen to try to stop the ball penetration. Pass right back out to Cudrin. Back inside to Cheswick. And good for an and one. She's just that good of a player.
So that is good of a start as you could hope for the Bulldogs. See if the Flyers can counter with a three of their own in any way they can get it. Sigmunova looking for Grant Allen down low. Gets a nice position there on Cudrin. Skies over her. No good, though, as Cheswick and Cudrin fight for the rebound. They'll give that one to Cudrin eventually. And here come the Bulldogs.
I just don't like where Segunova's getting the ball. She's getting on the three-point line. That's not her game. She has worked on her shot a little bit, but she's got to be in the post, just like Cheswick is on her side.
Cross-court pass to Tinkle now right back into Cheswick. Could not get her hands on the pass, and now Dean finally comes up with it. Falls down, gets it to Sigmunova. She'll run the floor. Nice move. Left-handed layup. No good, though. Layfield comes up with the rebound. That's tipped out. And she will run it back down. 20 on the shot clock. Bit of a scramble here for the Flyers to begin the second half. Nice spin by Sigmunova. That one is long, though. Another rebound there for Stacia Grant Allen.
Yeah, that combination has really worked today. Dayton's trying to get a lot more offensive rebounds. Gonzaga had 12 in that first half. Dayton only 7. So they're going to try to make up for that total here in this half. Nice start.
Sturton's three goes in and out. A nice rebound there by Cudrin. Could not quite make the pass to Sturton, but still get it right back. Tinkle comes up with it now. Cheswick in the lane, and they'll just reset. Cudrin smartly just swings it back out to Sturton. And now Tinkle will give it right back. Swung around. A little bit of spacing issues for the Bulldogs as Cudrin gets in the lane now, but she traveled, dragged that foot. Cudrin and Sturton could have both caught that pass from Cheswick. And from then on, it was a bit of a rush there from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they just weren't comfortable in their set right there. Not sure what the problem was as they're bringing a little bit of a half-court trap that Dayton really has not had a problem with so far today. But yeah, Dayton really hanging in this one, even though I'd say they've played not as well as Gonzaga has.
Dean trying to get herself going. Like you mentioned, still scoreless. Now 10 on the shot clock. Grant Allen will try a jumper just inside the three-point line. That is long. And Stock comes up with the rebound. Back down for the Bulldogs. She sees a lane. They'll hand it off to Tinkle. Left corner three. That's no good. And Sigmunova will chase down the rebound. And the Flyers will go running again.
Yeah, nice box out that time by all the Flyers. Making sure they got to body the ball as a clear out, it looks like, is called on Burdett, using that forearm to create space. Flyers have not had good luck with offensive fouls today. Or it must not be luck, it just must be they're committing a lot of them because they're getting that whistle every time.
As you mentioned in the first half, Gonzaga is doing a nice job of getting in position. Now Cudrin finds Tinkle inside now as Ellie Tinkle. That one's no good. Nice recovery there by Dean defensively. Dean still limping a little bit here from that first half injury. She bumped knees or bumped thighs with Georgia Sturton. Let's see if she can shake this off. Guarded by the much bigger Ellie Tinkle. She's got about 5 inches or so on her. As now Dean called for a travel.
Yeah, drag the pivot foot. If you watch carefully on this Gonzaga defense, what they're doing is the person guarding the ball is hedging so hard that the screen really cannot be used by the Dayton guard. It's really throwing off the Dayton game, who relies a lot on ball screens. I got to think that's the main reason that Dayton's just not been able to get anything going offensively so far in this one.
Gonzaga clinging to a 1-point lead here to begin this second half. Now Cheswick at the right elbow, cross lane pass to Tingle. She'll just bring it back out, though. Still a little bit of congestion offensively for the Bulldogs. It's now just 5 on the shot clock. Sturton trying to make something happen. Gets in the lane. Layup is good. Nice move there by Georgia Sturton.
Yeah, Sturton had a couple options there. Cheswick was open in the lane as well. Either of them could have scored 2, but instead it was the guard.
20 on the shot clock for the Flyers. Layfield gets into the lane. Tried to pass it over to Grant Allen. Nice steal by Cheswick. And here come the Bulldogs. Sturton leading the break. Nice handoff to Tinkle, but she will just bring it back out. Looks like caught an elbow to the face. Just trying to shake that one off, out of bounds, off Dayton. As Fikovic will enter the game for the Flyers, as well as Ashley Parkinson.
Against the Flyers, number 10, Adriana Sivkovic.
Grant Allen and Dean
30, Ashley Parkinson.
coming off the floor for Dayton.
And Sasha Grant Allen.
Sturton on the inbounds finds Tinkle. 23 on the shot clock. As Layfield almost got a hand on that pass, but Stahl was able to get it. Sturton looking for Cudrin down low. And she really set to come right out to her to get that pass. 10 on the shot clock. Sturton finally looks up and sees it. Calls for a screen from Cheswick. She'll cross over. Nice pass there into Cudrin. She's fouled by Parkinson. Really shifty move there by Sturton to get in the lane.
Yeah, that seems to be the go-to play for the Bulldogs as the shot clock winds down. Have a ball screen, have the guard drive with the ball into the lane, pull another post player in. A nice easy layup. You like the poise by the freshman there. Parkinson knew that's gonna be an easy layup. Used one of her fouls to make Cudrin earn it from the line.
And she does there with a high bounce off the rim. As Templeton re-enters the game for Gonzaga in place of Stahl. Stahl does have 2 fouls. Cheswick is the only Bulldog with 3. The Flyers have 2 players with 3 fouls, Maddie Dennis and Andy Spikovic. Dennis part of the starting lineup that really was never able to get going. For the Flyers, second free throw miss. Cornelius Munova gets it out to Burdett. She'll think about getting inside, and she gets it stripped. And Sturton comes up with it. Burdett did not have really any help there. Tried to go about 1 on 3 or 4. Did not work out. Templeton will put up a 3. That's no good long. And Parkinson will lead the way for Dayton, trying to get past Tinkle. And now trying to find a lane on her own, but we'll get it back out to Burdett. As there's a hedge again, like you said, Christian, on that screen. And now another steal here by Sturton. Layfield will try to chase her down. And she does, but fouls her, and Sturton puts it in. Layfield not happy.
Yeah, one of the cardinal rules when you're trying to chase down and maybe force a block, as you see it here. Got to make sure player with the ball does not get the layup as well. Instead, Gonzaga gets the hoop and the harm.
And we will be in immediate timeout here. 39-33 lead for Gonzaga. 4:54 remaining in this third quarter. Back with you here at UD Arena. Gonzaga holds a 39-33 lead here over Dayton. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, international players for both teams. These are the players for the Flyers. Spikovic, Cornelius, Munova, Dennis, and Grant Allen, all hailing from 4 different countries. And Gonzaga themselves had 2 players in the starting lineup, Georgia Sturton and Emma Stahl, from Australia and Germany, respectively.
And number 23, Maddie Dennis.
And then also Casey Bosch, who saw some time in the first half for the Bulldogs, is from Canada as well. Sturton will have an and 1 opportunity after a nice steal and score before the break. She puts that one in. 7-point lead for the Bulldogs. Really trapping action here for the Bulldogs. Looked like they were a little confused for a second, but it worked almost. Flyers able to break it. 17 on the shot clock. And Dennis will put up a three. That's way left. Does not hit the rim. She tried to follow it, but Templeton comes up with it. And now Gonzaga has numbers. Out to Tinkle. Nice pass there into Cudrin for the easy layup.
It's just beautiful passing by the Bulldogs. Really great passing in the lane. Hitting their bigs in stride. It's going to lead to a lot of easy layups. That's what they've gotten so far tonight.
Another missed three from Addie Dennis. She has just not been able to get into a rhythm here with 3 fouls. Trying to shoot herself out of it a little bit. It's Cudrin into Cheswick, guarded by Svikovic, and she'll get called for her 4th.
Player foul number 10, Andriana Sikovic.
Cheswick has proved a lot tough, very tough to handle for the Bulldogs in her limited time as well. She's got 3 fouls, 7 points, 1 rebound.
Shelby Cheswick at the line.
And 1 assist. And we are already in the bonus here for the Bulldogs. 5th foul on Dayton. She'll get 2 shots.
This is just a really solid Gonzaga team, Danny. A lot of size. I think that's the main reason Aberdeen has yet to score in this one. In the matchup they tried to go with for most of the night, it's Tinkle on her, 6'2", forward. They have her listed as a guard, just really shutting down Dean, who's a little hobbled right now. But even then, you'd think she'd get more than 2 points. As another, nope, not an offensive rebound. Actually, it will stay here.
John A. Templeton. It's a great hustle all game from the moment we tipped off here from John A. Templeton to really the whole Bulldogs team. That's part of why they have a 10-point lead. And they're definitely going to try to run some more of their half-court sets here to get some good shots and extend this lead while also taking a little bit of time, even if it is just the 3rd quarter. It's been working for them so far. 13 on the shot clock. Tinkle switched onto by Grant Allen. Now Dean back onto her. Now double teamed by Parkinson. Gets it out to Templeton. Nice pump fake. She'll put up a jumper. That's no good short. But Cudrin eventually comes up with the rebound. Tinkle with a jumper. No good. And now Dennis gets it defensively for the Flyers, but stripped right away by Tinkle and gotten by Templeton. And the Bulldogs get another possession. It's an easy steal there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the amount of second chance opportunities is pretty ridiculous. Just like the non-foul call there on Cheslick. Seemed like she really leaned into Grant Allen there. Nice layup after that. Seems like to be the only Flyer unfazed by all this Bulldog pressure.
Swung over to Tinkle. Into Cheswick now on Dennis this time. Cross court to Sturton. Thought about a 3. Now looking for Cudrin. Posting up on Grant Allen, but she'll just swing it over to Templeton. 11 on the shot clock. Sturton pops open to the top of the key, gets around Parkinson. Nice dump pass, but she traveled first.
It's flying defense. A lot of bodies flying around, causing some movement of the pivot foot of these offensive players. I've lost track of how many travels have been called tonight. It's definitely been one of quite a few.
Canatelli into the game for Dayton. And Barta, Waters, and Sta back in the game for Gonzaga. Tinkle, Templeton will go to the bench.
Well, the starting lineup's back in for the Flyers. I think Jim Chambers was realizing that they need to get some rhythm going into this 4th quarter if they want to have a chance to pull this victory out.
And when you do have 2 freshmen in the starting lineup, you never know when they might go cold a little bit. Have not quite been able to be consistent, at least in this game. Flyers facing an 8-point deficit. Waters over to Sta. Now Cheswick faces up on Dennis. Nice cross-court pass to Waters. Pump fake. 7 on the shot clock. Sturton needs a screen from Cheswick. She will use it. Gets around Canatelli, gets into the lane. Right-handed scoop shot is good.
Dayton is playing great defense for 25 seconds, but they're just giving it up at the very end as another turnover. This one by Burdett. Playing great defense for 25 seconds, but then just allowing easy lanes to the rim. And even when they do get a missed shot, they're not finishing it with a good rebound. It's a 3-pointer by Gonzaga. I'd expect a timeout here by Dayton. You'd think fairly soon, but it looks like Coach Chambers is going to let him play.
Emma Sta with that 3 for the Bulldogs. As Dean tries to get in the lane, puts it up. No good. Blocking foul called on Sta. And Dean grimacing still after going down there. She will look for her first points of the night here at the free throw line. Averaging 17 a game coming into tonight and really looked on to get even more of the scoring load with Kelly Austria's injury.
Well, you have these sort of nights, Danny. It just happens where ball isn't falling just like it did there. I mean, normally a great free throw shooter, 82% on the season. Hoping she can get this other one to go, but team's got to be able to fight through, and your best player is not playing its best. Jetta Burdett's definitely stepped up. Flyers need another person to really step up and say, hey, we're not going to lose this game.
Cornelia Munova in the game for Dennis. And Stockton gives Sturton a break at the point guard position. Stockton has proved very capable as well. Has not been on the score sheet yet, but has made some good plays. And that pass will go off Burdett out of bounds. 13 on the shot clock. Javonna Layfield will come in for Amber Dean. 1:14 remaining in this third quarter. Gonzaga has extended this lead to 12. Stockton is trying to find Waters. Nice touchdown grab there by Waters just near half court. And 8 on the shot clock. Stockton gets a screen from Barta. It's in the lane. We'll pass it back out to Barta. Nice pump fake. Elbow jumper, no good. Cornelia Munova just came flying, taking that pump fake. Got another shot clock there, even defensively. As Layfield gets in the lane, that's no good, but we'll have a foul. That looks like it's on Cheslick. That's her fourth.
Team second.
As we see Kiara Kudrin run off the bench for the scorer's table.
Shooting 2.
As Cheslick doesn't even think it's worth getting in the lane. She's right. She's gonna be subbed out after this free throw by Layfield, which is no good.
Yeah, I mean, Dayton has opportunities for momentum here. Cheslick going to the bench. Got 10 more minutes in this fourth quarter, and even the last 51 seconds of this quarter. Just get any momentum going. I mean, 12 points is not a lot for a usually prolific Dayton offense. Just need a little momentum as they will get the ball out of bounds. Tipped ball off the rebound there. 12 points seems like a lot in this game because that's, compared to the score, a lot of points. Someone needs to get hot for the Flyers. Very capable.
Burdett's pass is tipped by Stockton, and Waters will run it down. Burdett had Grant Allen on a nice inbounds play, but Gonzaga able to just get a fingertip on it. It'll be an interesting waiting game to see if Dayton can chip into this lead and force Fortier to bring Cheslick back off the bench with 4 fouls in the fourth quarter. First, like you said, Kristen, the Flyers need to get hot here to chip into this lead. Grant Allen will try a baseline jumper. That's good. Stacia Grant Allen in the double figures now with 10.
That was huge, cutting it to 10. 15 seconds and counting left. We'll see if Gonzaga will get a last shot up.
Sta into Kudrin. Realize the shot clock's off. They just hold for the last shot now. Sta with 3. There's a screen from Kudrin. Has to get into the basket. Puts it up and in. Nice move there by Emma Sta. Makes it a 12-point lead at the end of the third quarter.
Third quarter score.
We'll get you some looks here of this third quarter action. Beautiful pass there by Kudrin into Cheslick before Cheslick left with 4 fouls. And here is an and one play for Georgia Sturton.
Yeah, these second chance points and points off turnovers are absolutely destroying the Flyers here. Another clear lane for Gonzaga gets another layup. Dayton's still in this one, but they got to play out much, much better in this fourth quarter than they have so far in this one.
And we will head to a break here and be right back with you for the beginning of the fourth quarter. We are set for fourth quarter action here. The Dayton Flyers facing a 12-point deficit to Gonzaga with just 10 minutes remaining in this game. Really from the start, Gonzaga has come in and had their way for the most part in this game. They've had more pressure, more success, obviously, on both ends of the floor. They've really got Dayton uncomfortable.
Yeah, their size and pressure, really, that combination has done it all for Gonzaga. Dayton still in this one. Not an insurmountable lead. They've got to play the best basketball of this game in this fourth quarter.
Burdett had a lot to do with it just being a 12-point deficit here, but still need some help. 18 on the shot clock. Canatelli guarded by Stockton. Finds Sigmunova flashing to the free throw line. 12 on the shot clock. Burdett into the lane. Nice pass off to Layfield. She'll try to get in the lane. Now Canatelli thought about a three. Gets around Stockton. 4 on the shot clock here. Someone's got to put it up. And Burdett does in the middle of the lane. That's good. Jenna Burdett. She's had it going tonight.
Huge, huge shot. It's been a hot night for Burdett. But that's about it for the Flyers. Someone else has to step up.
Stockton gets open on the right wing, looking for Cudrin down low, but we just swing it over back to Tinkle. Sta puts into Barta, working on Sigmunova. 8 on the shot clock. Right back into Cudrin in the post, faces up. Now Tinkle trying to get open on Layfield. 2 on the shot clock. She doesn't know it. And that will be a shot clock violation. Turnover forced by Dayton. 14th turnover of the game for Gonzaga. UD does have 17 of their own.
Great defense by the Flyers. And actually, a shot clock violation is the best way for Dayton to get a stop on defense, because they don't have to get a rebound and they don't have to not get an outlet pass, because that's what's hurt them so far today, is turning the ball over in those phases of the game. Now a chance to cut it within 10.
Burdett with a little bit of heat check there, and Grant Allen almost got her hands on it. Don't mind that heat check at all from Burdett, because like you said, it's really been just about her all night. Grant Allen does have 10, but just recently got into double figures for Dayton. Tinkle finds Barta. Nice pivot foot there to get around Sigmunova. But we got a foul here as Grant Allen came down with the rebound that will be on Barta. Her third.
Fouls on number 13, Jill Barta. That's her
another foul that's had a good game that we maybe haven't mentioned as much by name is Grant Allen. 10 points. We have given her credit for that, but 9 rebounds. She's worked hard for every single one. Just another one there. Drew the foul as well. Keeping Dayton in it. Down 10.
Working on a double-double is a junior center. Layfield finds Grant Allen. And Canatelli is wide open on the right wing for a three. That's no good long. The bench was screaming at Grant Allen to swing it over. And maybe just a little bit too late because Canatelli was waiting.
But the usual weapon for the Flyers is not a smart foul there by Canatelli. The three-pointer has just not been falling. 2 of 14. I mean, all these things that add up for UD, you would not think that they'd only be down 10 in the fourth quarter. I mean, it's just, besides Burdett and Grant Allen, no one else has played remotely well. Yet they're still in this one.
And we will get a foul on Burdett there, trying to prepare to dive for that ball. But Stockton did a nice job basically boxing out there near the half-court line.
Yeah, pretty much just stopped in her way to go get that ball. Obviously, Burdett was not expecting it.
Stockton gets around Burdett into the lane on Grant Allen. Now fights in on Burdett, and that rebound will get tipped back to Stockton, but a foul on Cudrin. That's just her first. As you see, the foul there called on Burdett. Stockton did a nice heady play from the freshman, just stopping short of the ball. But the Flyers still come up with possession. 7.5 minutes remaining in this fourth and final quarter. Layfield finds himself wide open in the lane, puts it up and in. Nice pass there from Cornelius Sigmunova. It's back to a single-digit deficit.
This Dayton defense getting multiple stops in a row is getting them a chance to claw back into this one. Offense still isn't pretty, but they're chipping away.
Sta's jumper's long, but it comes right to Barta. No good on the putback attempt, but Tingle comes up with it. And now the Bulldogs will reset into their half-court offense, which has been very impressive so far tonight. Lots of great movement and screening both on and off the ball. 14 on the shot clock here. As Dayton has done a nice job of countering it so far, and big collision there. And they'll get Layfield, who just scored that last basket. They'll get Layfield trying to fight through the charge, stream, as Chelsea Waters back in the game for Barta. And it will be a reset of a 30-second shot clock for Gonzaga, under 7 minutes now. Almost out of bounds. Tinkle does a nice job. One-handed catch there on the pass from Stockton. As now Sturton makes her way to the scorer's table to come back in the game for Stockton at that point guard position. 15 on the shot clock. Waters down low on Sigmundova. And she traveled. Like you said, Kristen, lots of travels. It's been 32 turnovers combined between the two teams. Got to think about at least 6 or 7 or 8 have been travels.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the danger when it comes to trying to eat some clock in the half court. You subject yourself to some opportunities for turnovers like offensive fouls and travels. And giving a Dayton a chance, as ugly as it may be, to get back into this game.
Gonzaga not being passive defensively, though. Still a lot of pressure and some trapping. We will get a foul called on on Sturton. Was trying to front Grant Allen there in the post after a bit of a switch mismatch. Burdette gets it to Canatelli, almost stolen by Tinkle. See if the Flyers take advantage of that overplay. But Gonzaga resets pretty well. Nice spin move by Grant Allen, no good in and out. Trying to tip it back to herself, but cannot. And Sturton comes up with it. Each team is 2 fouls away from the bonus with 3. So under 6 minutes remaining in this game.
That was a great look by Grant Allen. Flyers will take that every time down the court because usually it will fall.
Cudrin finds Sta. She'll set a screen for her now. Cudrin on the roll. Met immediately by Grant Allen and Cornelia Sigmundova. Sta puts up the jumper. That's good. Pretty mid-range jumper from Emma Sta.
Just over the outreached arm of Sigmundova, looking for her 6th block of the game. I'm surprised she didn't get a tip on that one. Lead back to 10.
Sta leads the Bulldogs with 12 points. Nice defense on Layfield. She gets around her, though. Nice pass to Grant Allen. Blocked from behind by Tinkle, but they will call a foul. A little bit late there on that whistle.
And it looked like a lot of ball in that block, too. But
sure
Dayton will surely take it. You'll see a replay of it here. Nice pass by Layfield. Yeah, a little bit of the wrist. Good call. Seisha's got to make Gonzaga pay from the line here.
She gets one. Back to a 9-point deficit as Cheslick comes back in with 4 fouls in place of Cudrin. Got 5:23 on the clock. Will she be able to stay out of that 5th foul? As we mentioned, Christian, this kind of signals, I think, head coach Lisa Fortier is not necessarily comfortable with the potential of holding this lead without Cheslick on the floor, even with upwards of 5 minutes left for her to still get that 5th foul.
Yeah, and even if she does get that 5th foul, I mean, the team's played really well without her. So maybe she's just going out there, and if she picks it up, so what?
Waters traveled. The bench is telling her to calm down a little bit as Parkinson back in the game for Layfield. Flyers trying to chip away.
So many travels for Gonzaga. You got to think Dayton's got to shift this lead a little bit more with all these opportunities they're getting.
Cross-court pass there to Parkinson. Now into Grant Allen working on Cheslick. Straight up goes Cheslick, gets a hand on it, and it will stay down here. And under 5 minutes, head to the media timeout. Gonzaga leading Dayton 52-43 with 4:51 remaining in this game. We'll be right back on the Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. back with you here at UD Arena. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Gonzaga in the middle in their second game of a 5-game road trip. As you can see, there's still 3 remaining away from home as they will start West Coast Conference play in that 4th game of the trip, making trips to Pepperdine and Loyola Marymount to begin the conference play. The Bulldogs have made 7 consecutive NCAA tournaments, including a trip to the Sweet 16 last year and Coach Fortier's first year at the helm. Under 5 minutes here, the Flyers trying to chip away at this 9-point deficit. Gonzaga gets another turnover there as Sturton comes up with the Canatelli pass. UD approaching 20 turnovers. They've got 18 in this game. Tinkle gets around Parkinson. Cheswick has proven very capable in the high post, passing and getting in the lane. And now Tinkle wide open for a 3. That's good. Ellie Tinkle.
Yeah, it's been a while since she hit one, but she is definitely capable. Their sniper from downtown.
Burdett trying to make something happen here for the Flyers, approaching 4 minutes left. Flyers got to do something, and quick, both offensively and defensively. Now down 12, and that's not going to help as Tinkle comes up with another steal. And you know the Bulldogs are quite content to take up some time here.
And there's only so many possessions that Dayton can get stops.
Great hustle there from Tinkle, but saves it right back under her basket into Grant Allen. The Flyers will come running. Burdett felt Tinkle there behind her. Nice job of avoiding that steal. Now into Sigmunova, and that just gets blocked out of bounds as Hudrin and Layfield come into the game for the Bulldogs and the Flyers. Canatelli leaves the floor for Dayton. Chelsea Waters off for Gonzaga. 18 on the shot clock here. Amber Dean as well will check into the game for Parkinson. Burdett on the inbounds finds Dean left corner. And they'll just swing it around, eventually back to Burdett. Working on Sturton, trying to get free. And there'll be a foul called there on Georgia Sturton. Her third. And we are now in the bonus. As Jenna Burdett will go to the free throw line for 2. 5th team foul on Gonzaga.
This absolutely means attack for the Flyers. Got to get to the rim, force these fouls. Because no matter how poorly they've played, they can hit free throws. We've seen it before. So that should be the strategy going forward. Just another alarming stat that really just wouldn't expect. Not only does Dean only have 1 point, Cornelia Sigundova has 0 on 0 of 8 shooting. Just stars did not align at all for the Flyers in this one. Still fighting though.
And Lisa Fortier will take a timeout here for the Bulldogs. Just to try to draw up a play, stay composed here. Holding on to a 10-point lead with 3:11 remaining, will stay right here. As Emma Stahl really in this second half has got a couple important buckets. She's the only Bulldog in double figures with 12. It's a pretty amazing thing, scoring 55 points. Very, very balanced scoring for the Bulldogs, and Ellie Tinkle hitting that big 3.
Yeah, the block shot by Sigundova. I mentioned her struggles in this one. Really, it's been the pick and roll game for Gonzaga that's really worked all game long. Just setting ball screens, either the guard going to the rim for an easy layup or dumping it off to their bigs, their dominant bigs. Who really controlled this game. Size is the name of the game. Gonzaga's definitely had in this one. That's why they're up. Dayton's fought. It's not been from a lack of effort. Just the pressure on the defensive end by the Bulldogs has caused Dayton all kinds of problems as you see the upcoming schedule. For the Flyers, have Princeton at home and then a little road trip, 3-game road trip, Green Bay, Duquesne, and Richmond to start that 8-10 season. Duquesne being the first of the conference play. Actually, both men's and women's teams here at UD open up with a game against Duquesne.
It is that time of year, just about, as conference play will get into swing here soon in the next week or two. We're looking forward to that for both the women and the men's teams. The men will be here tomorrow night against Chattanooga at 7 o'clock. Flyers coming off a big road win over Vanderbilt earlier this week. The women's team trying to get a home win here. As you can see the resolve coming out of the timeout, Amber Dean making sure she high-fives every one of her teammates and trying to get the message across a little bit. How important this stretch of 3 minutes, 11 seconds will be. As Gonzaga will look to come away with a road victory. A pretty tough place to do it.
If there's any player that on this court right now that can get hot in 3 minutes, 11 seconds, it's Amber Dean. Despite the struggle she's had so far tonight and being a little banged up, one counter out for maybe a couple three-pointers. And to get Dayton back in this one. One minute.
And we're ready here. Some miscommunication there with press row. Scores table across the way, but we're back here. Some trapping action here for the Flyers.
Close to another travel.
Tingle gets in the baseline. That's blocked by Sigmunova. Tingle gets it back. 7 on the shot clock. Nice pass into Cheslick. Beautiful pass there from Ellie Tinkle. And Cheslick with 10 points now.
It really was. Javonna Layfield was trying to cut off the passing lane. It's a nice layup by Jenna Burdett. But Shah was looking to get the ball. Layfield saw that, tried to cut it off, but left Cheslick wide open underneath the rim.
2.5 remaining here. Still a 10-point deficit for the Flyers. As you can see, trying to get some steals here with this trapping defense. But Gonzaga doing a nice job so far, passing around it. Sturton's open. Now over to Stah. Right back to Cheslick. Baseline jumper. That's no good. But run down by Kudrin. And this is danger time now for the Flyers.
Well, Gonzaga's just too tall. They can see over the traps. It's really not doing anything to them. Nice steal, though, by Cornelia Sigundova as Dayton will look to push.
Now Dean going 1-on-2, splits the defense, left-handed layup, no good, just off the front of the rim. As we're under 2 minutes now.
Had to have that one if you're Dayton. That's as good a look as Dean's gotten all night, and that just explains her kind of night. It's a layup that just misses.
And once again, Bulldogs content just pass around these traps right into Cheslick. Double team though, and just gets it back out. 10 on the shot clock. Stahl will take a corner three. That's no good long, but Tinkle nice position on Dean. As we're into a minute and a half now in this game.
20 offensive rebounds for Gonzaga. That's been the story. You can't allow that many second chances and expect to come away with the victory.
And we'll get a foul called here on Sigmunova. Trying to get a steal there off Ellie Tinkle.
Her second,
well, that about seals it, Dan. It resets the shot clock to 30. Maddie Dennis will come in for Sigundova. It's not their night. Sometimes you have it. Hate to have it happen on your home court. But Dayton ran into a better Gonzaga team tonight. And I think the score correctly reflects who the better team was.
Now the Bulldogs trying everything they can just to avoid some more turnovers. And just wait for Dayton to foul them, if they even will foul, down 10. So the Flyers really just trying to get some steals. 10 on the shot clock, now trapped. It's Sturton by Dean. Burdett, she gets around it though nicely into the lane. Nice pass to Cheslick. And they will call it travel. No, we've got two different calls here. Referee across the floor called a foul. But the referee on the near side here overrules with the travel. And the Flyers will really get one more chance. Basically to get a three, you got to think. And then try to make it from there. They'll go for a quick two now instead with Layfield. That's blocked out of bounds by Kudrin. 43.8 seconds remaining in this game. 23 on the shot clock.
It's been great defense by the Bulldogs. I mean, 5.3 blocks a game. You know they know how to play defense. They can affect shots without fouling. Done that a ton tonight.
Burdett bounce pass into Grant Allen, puts it up, no good, long. Rebound by Cheslick. And with just about a 5-second differential on the shot and game clock, that should just about do it. Gonzaga will have to take one more shot or just let it run out. Let the shot clock run out, which will leave about 5 seconds on the game clock. As looks about that's what they're going to do. Just back out to Sturton. They'll still just take a shot. It's just short and no matter what. Shot clock violation either way, with just 5.8 seconds remaining in this game, which will be a loss for the Dayton Flyers as Burdett's three is airballed. And they'll just let the clock run out there, and Gonzaga gets a 57-47 win over the Dayton Flyers here at UD Arena. Gonzaga moves to 7-4 on the year. The Flyers fall to 6-3. It's not the results, really not the whole run of play you would have liked from Dayton, just from start to finish. Did not look very smooth or collected, as the Gonzaga pressure really was able to give them fits all night.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you just look at the trends to end the game. I mean, 0 of 4, 1 of 8 on field goals.
They don't need them.
To wrap up, 2 of 11 scoring. They didn't score in the last.
Back with you here at UD Arena as the crowd files out, wrapping up a 57-47 win for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And Kristen, as we just talked about, as we'll go through really some game highlights, and you see the pressure immediately there from Gonzaga. Georgia Sturton had a nice game all night. Everyone did really defensively for the Bulldogs, and then they were able to get in the lane.
They defended as a unit, and that's what you have to do. The best defenses do that. They're not individual defenders, they're team defenders. And the pressure just gave Dayton fits all night. Burdett had to hit shots like that to even keep Dayton in it, while as Gonzaga was getting easy looks, like that layup right there, and then a nice three-pointer by Tinkle. I mean, when you get better looks, you're going to win the game as long as they're falling for you. And when Segundova only has, I don't think she recorded any points. No, she did not. I mean, Amber Dean, 17 points a game, only gets 1. Just doesn't add up for the Flyers.
And you see the field goal percentages, they're equal and both not very good for both teams. But Gonzaga took 14 more field goal attempts than the Flyers, which again, you wouldn't necessarily expect with the turnover margin being so equal as well. But Gonzaga was just able to get up some more shots. It's definitely the rebounding is what made that difference.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think I've really seen rebounding stats like this before, Danny. 46 total for Gonzaga, 20 of them being offensive. I mean, that's just an unreal number of second chance opportunities. You just can't win. I mean, all results point to Dayton not winning this game, as was the case.
2 players in double figures for the Bulldogs. Emma Stahl had 12, and Shelby Cheslick had 10. A lot of other balanced scoring. Sturton had 9, Tinkle had 9 as well, and Kiara Kudrin had 8. And that will be it for the Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Once again, the Dayton Flyers lose 57-47 to Gonzaga. Have a great rest of your Friday night and a great weekend. Goodbye from UD Arena.